Hello, I'm Dr. Linda Kwan from the Education University of Hong Kong. My study is enhancing students' learning with game-based approaches. This study arises out of research in a school where the majority of students aged between 7 and 9 had experienced substantial difficulty in problem solving in math. The study was designed to discover why such a large body of students has so many difficulties in solving to their peers elsewhere may be seen as simple arithmetic problems well within their capabilities. And it is discovered the extent of students' difficulties and the reasons for them. 27 students were studied over a period of many months. Each was interviewed face-to-face, and 4 of them selected for further in-depth interviews. The findings disclose a number of stool problems of math language in both procedural and conceptual knowledge, and details of which it was found could help teachers understand the symptoms of the poor performance and reason for it so that they could then design a suitable remedial program. And game-based approaches were used to enhance students' learning. Internationally, early number skills are an important part of both policy documents and research into early math. Children counting and additions before they enter formal schooling, and this provides foundation for learning math. They tend to count these skills well before kindergarten, and the importance of mastering the skills at as early an age as possible cannot be overemphasized. And the current study aims to investigate how students aged between 7 and 9 years old solve arithmetic addition problems. And the research question will be investigate what strategies do students use to solve arithmetic addition problems by game-based approaches. We will use a guessing game to do this study, giving teachers real insights into the level of understanding achieved by the students in their learning of simple arithmetic problems. And once the students were able to note their experience of simple addition, missing added, and the subtraction problems, this guessing game became easy. So make the student think and build a bridge between their previous experience and the novel experience that the guessing game presents, and it serves as a highly effective diagnosis tool for the teacher. Game-based approach in private school math teaching make the students joyful and excites students' curiosity for the knowledge so that they were so interested in learning in class. Interest can contribute to academic success. And it is also well understood that motivation is influenced by a variety of factors, one of which is interest. The use of game-based method in elementary school math classes make kids happy. It has the potential to boost students' curiosity for information, causing them to take an interest in what they have studied in class. Interest in turn can lead to academic achievement. Finally, students' motivation to learn math is fueled by their desire to succeed. Children find teacher is their own interest. And the importance of counting, fundamental importance in their understanding of math, If a child is to progress in math, they must have the fullest range of counting strategies and understand how to use them. And counting is a process in which the objects set in a set are noted one at a time. Each object is noted at a fixed order, and also fingers are available. And more obvious way to count and start as children start to count is when they are nursery and sing as a part of learning nursery songs. It is important to separate the words into their separate numbers, simply because a child can sing the song, sing the numbers. But this does not mean that they understand the numbers. The numbers represent the number of objects. And also the five principles of counting, as counting is far more complex than speaking of common words. Here are five principles: stable order principle, one principle, cardinal principle, extraction principle, order relevance principle. Here are the details. And also physical action of finger also is done in a wide variety of ways. And researchers found out that the children keep track of counting in three different ways: touch, visual, physical. Visual pause with the eyes or head movements. Physical practitioner move items as they count to ensure that they have counted each item in turn. So which describe what she calls static counting, namely where the student can count up and down and number sequences to help them understand the concept of the bi-directional shape. The Chinese 7 students in the study all attended the same school and were aged 7 to 9 years old. The students were individually interviewed with the tasks on in Table 1. These tasks were designed to reveal how they approach the problems, what difficulties they encountered, and why they encountered. And the problem was read to the students, and they were provided with a pencil and paper to solve the problem. If a child appeared not to understand the question, then it will be replaced. And if the child suggests an incorrect solution, the question will be replaced either change of words or change of quantities. Change the words, change the numbers. Here are some examples. And here's the table 1, and it's expressing how the children use the information. If they wrote a number sentence or used concrete items to solve problem, if it is appear that the children have not understood the questions, they will be supplied with something to help them, such as concrete material, or provide some course for them to do the questions. Here are the analysis. There's 9 strategies was made from the students, and has some codes related to these were developed. Here findings highlight the range of strategies employed by the students. And there's findings and discussion. We noticed that there's a term of subtilizing. It is recognizing how many things there were without having to count them individually. So students see 4 fingers raised and maybe immediately recognize there are 4 without having to count them. But subtilized words, the other way around, if the student is asked, show me 4 fingers, they raise 4 fingers. And it is very helpful in that simple addition problems. And subtilizing speed up the process, and in the study, very few students demonstrate any subtilizing skills. They need to really rely on their other counting strategies, undoubtedly made the problem-solving process much slower, more difficult. And this is one of the reasons why students were unsuccessful. And as said before, the counting strategies were identified through the study, and as in small number counted using finger pass. So it provides students with about 15 counts per hand. And the study saw how few counting strategies the student used. It also showed that very few were skilled at using the strategies they did know. So the vast variety of students who used one method of counting, but whatever method of counting used made mistakes. One would have expected each student to have processed and used a wide range of counting skills and to have used them effectively. But this was not the case. So in conclusion, this research, the lack of variety of counting strategies and lack of skill in using those strategies underscore the importance of teachers being aware of the variety of counting methods available and should have to display the knowledge of certain counting strategies and to have to switch between them and find the most effective, efficient way of solving the problem, but they do not. The quality of strategies and the difficulties these students experience represent a real hindrance to their progress in the learning of math. And well, the scientific games like this study, we use a guessing game and effective teaching form in order to realize the expanded educational aims teachers to make any sufficient preparations. The study highlights the needs for teachers to be alert to the strategies that students are using and how well they use them. This is especially the case where their students are performing bad in math. Going back to fundamentals could well help teachers identify the reason for poor performance. It is hoped that the method used in this study identify the reasons for poor performance in subject 2 can be applied by teachers in other schools, wherever what they may be. So this is the end of the presentations. Here are the references. Thank you so much.